Morning, everyone. Oh my goodness. Hold on just a sec. Totally forgot to get my computer. That's embarrassing. So how's everybody's day? Our day here is very cloudy and overcast and foggy a little bit up the hill. That's at the top of my street. Oh. What is going on? All right. We're going to forego that because my computer doesn't want to cooperate. So, let's get started. What are we talking about today? I pulled out these beautiful, I believe it's motifs, and they have some stamps with them. These fully cut out. These three do not. So I thought I'd take you through my process and show you what I did to make a card and the little tips and tricks along the way so you don't have to go there. So these are the three, and here's what they look like. Okay. And I'm just going to have to rely on my phone. So they are lifted up in several spots. The leaves. And this one a lot. Okay. And I punched them out just to see what they would do. So let's get rid of those. And as always, thank you so much for shopping with me. And I'll also be using tags of thanks. And I'm actually using the thank you. All right. Pulled out some, sorry about that. Old olive ink. And sticky note. And I had a really small one of these guys. Yeah, I know it's not Stampin' Up. I wish they had these. All right, so what I thought I would do is slide these in, and you got to kind of position them where you can, okay? And then I'm just going to take a little off and sponge a little. And I'm mostly getting just around the edges, okay? Then you got to move it around. So I did that one first, and then I moved it over to here, and that just kind of helps you to go around a little bit. I'm doing this dark so you can see it. So you kind of just travel around where you need to. And you might also want to hold on to some of these that are a little bit, you know, you got to be gentle with them, I guess is what I'm saying. Let's put that like that, so we can get right around to that tip of that. Okay, and I just kept going around. And just be gentle with it. You can always add more instead of, and see, by sticking it there, I'll move my hand so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And just that, oops, see, that's a little one, so you got to hold on to it. And then by getting that one, you can also get the sides of this one. Okay, so I just continued doing that, and now you don't need to watch paint dry. And when you're done, and this one I didn't do as dark, but I wanted you to be able to see what it looked like. And this one I did a little bit lighter. Okay, and I thought, oh, that'd be really cool on a card. Let's see if we can do that on a card. Well, for one, this is only a 4-inch card, so it kind of didn't get all the way right here. Kind of punched that out and left a hole. And it's kind of floppy-woppy. I mean, you would need to put another panel on the back just to kind of give it some stability, because it just, I don't think it'd hold up. Okay, sending it and stuff. It's too flopsy with everything that gets cut out. All these little pieces, I could just see it bending and being a mess. So that's no good. So next, I decided to do it on a cardstock layer, the old olive. And that way it would be sitting down and have, you know, the base of the card and then the cardstock, okay? But before I show you the card, I also wanted to show you that I stamped, a piece of scratch paper. I stamped the edges with this pretty little stamp, okay? And I actually had it on my grid paper, so that way I could go over 1/4 of an inch and keep everything straight. So I just did a little bit. And it might even be cool to do a second generation and just be lightly across, like so. But I just went around the edges. So, you know, just play with your stuff. That's what I'm doing. So I did that, okay? Minus that middle. Get rid of the scratch paper. Okay. And then I put my thank you in here. And then I also cut out a piece of the turtle paper. And what I ended up with, let's cover up the ink because we don't want to be getting ink on everything. And this is the card I came up with. So again, it's just the old olive, sponged with old olive, a little piece of the turtle paper. I did sponge the edge. It just needed to be finished. That thank you with that stamp set that's in that beautiful motifs. And then I put a little bit of white because this was just floating into there. And I didn't want to add another layer of green, so we've got white here. So that's why I added the white. And then these little dots that match so pretty are actually antique pearls. And they just kind of pick up the color. And I thought those really looked nice. And then last week, I had a card in card class that showed that long leaf one. And there again, it did go off the edge, so I just told them glue that side down so you don't have any little bits coming up. And we did put some foam tape, hopefully you can see that. Some foam tape behind the ones we wanted to bump up. And this also has the embossing folder that is in that suite, which is Damask Designs. And I don't think this is Old Olive. I think this is Mossy Meadow. And this is from the Galleries paper, which is Beautiful Galleries. And this is part of that kit as well. I just thought I'd show you a little bit of that. Really pretty, really pretty, pretty. It's going to be so fun to play with this. I've already had fun playing with it. And the back sides are just as pretty. Let me see if I can get this to fan out a little bit more. So you've got some nice neutrals in there. And look at the back side of that one, which is the front side of that. So there's just, and look at that, that's so pretty. And there's a stamp that's exactly like that. So pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so that's that. And that's about what I have for you today. This is a short and sweet, I guess. Hi, Terry. How are you? Thank you for watching. So again, I've never seen any stamps that do that, or I don't remember. So which is your favorite, number 1 or number 2? And that's it today. I hope you have a great day. And if I think of some more things to do with these nice dice and papers and stamps and inks, I will be back next Friday. See you then. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.